then about like a little bit unfriendly and scary?
Yeah, I didn't hit that at all. It was really surprising to me how wonderful the people were, how sweet after all their hardships.
I did walk off the road though, and we walked up a hill, and there's an anti-aircraft flak gun sitting up on the hill, and a guy sleeping there. And that was a bit of a mind blow.
Like to sit down? Love to.
Yeah, just get in there. But as a woman, generally, how have you found travelling?
So easy to travel in and just pleasant. People are really friendly.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I also expected it to be quite difficult, just what they've been through, that they'd be quite depressed, but no, not at
all. What do you think it is about Cambodia that makes it so good?
The main interest is the history of it. It's been so violent the last 30 years, and it's just astounding going to all the different museums and finding out about Pol Pot and his crew.
And then you've got the old history as well with Angkor and all the temples and ruins up there, which are just fantastic.
You definitely feel here a lot more alien than you do in Thailand, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally, because you just feel a lot more special.
Yeah. Oh, you're a special child.
Am I crying? Am I crying? I'm not being funny, but this job just gets like harder and harder. I'll have to give it all up, son. What's that? Before moving on, breakfast and a local speciality. What this is bat soup. And they do a bit of, I don't know what they put in it, but I know what this is actually bat's blood. And you have it, it's a little special drink that goes with it. Wow. Oh yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Not as bad as you thought bat soup would be, if you know what I mean, when you're eating it. Bat soup, that is. See, the thing is, as I've eaten most of the bat, I might as well have some of the blood now. A bit of wine. Oh, here goes. That's what you're meant to do with wine, isn't it? Oh. Well, I'm just making a quick detour because I've got a lift here with MAG, which is the Mines Advisory Group, and they help clear the mines in Cambodia, so I'm going to check out what they're up to. Oh, if I've got my head left. Landmines, unexploded bombs and mortar have all been left wherever there was fighting in Cambodia, and you should never stray off the beaten track. I'm visiting a small village that the Mines Advisory Group have been clearing for 8 months. How many unexploded bombs or mines do you think is left in the whole of Cambodia?
Roughly 4 to 6 million mines.
4 to 6 million?
And, yes.
Who are the main culprits for laying the mines or dropping the bombs?
I can say that the Cambodian government, Royal Cambodian government, Khmer Rouge.
And who else?
US government also.
The American?
Americans also.
In the Vietnam War dropping?
During the,
I think what I find most amazing about it is that side is like a live minefield in the middle of the village. This side they've cleared half of it up to the red markers, but as you can see there's a house right in the middle of there, so before that was in the middle of the minefield, and there's a guy only a couple of yards from the house that is still clearing it. Many of the people clearing the mines were victims themselves. Tell me, if you can describe to me what happened. Were you on patrol, walking?
I was fighting up at the front line and then fell back to headquarters. That's when I stepped on the mine. I remember standing on it and the explosion. I felt a burning sensation. I was bleeding heavily, with bits of shrapnel all over my body.
What it is, they've found a mine, and they've rigged it up with some explosives, and they're going to destroy it right now. Wow. God, they don't mess about.
It's gone. Boom.
Yeah. God. I'm taking a ride with MAG towards the capital. On the outskirts, they dropped me at one of the killing fields. The Khmer Rouge established 450 of these sites of mass extermination in Cambodia, each of them devoted to the slaughter of their own people. It's estimated that between 2 to 3 million people died under the Khmer Rouge regime. That works out about a quarter of the population. These are one of the hundreds of killing fields in Cambodia, and here 20,000 people were murdered and buried in these shallow graves. I met Yuk Chang, who spent 20 years documenting the genocide.
Each week, the Khmer Rouge kill more than 5,000 in each prison in the countries.
Wow.
I saw it with my own eye.
What them killing?
How they kill?
Where were you?
In Battambang province, Pranit Priat district, there's one day they call the commune meeting. Everyone had to participate, a big crowd like that. Sunday they call a young couple, the blindfold, and they tie them up to the tree like this.
Yeah.
They ask the crowd, this young couple falling in love with each other without permission from the revolution.
They fell in love without permission.
What should we do? And the crowd say, kill, kill, kill. I said that thing too, you know. I said, kill. I said, kill. I recall that there's a young boy. He come up with a bamboo stick and hit the man. And then the blood coming from his nose, his ear, and his eye. And I recall then they unblindfold the lady.
Yeah.
And she didn't even say a word. She looks very pale, and she closed her eye, and then they finish her up.
Why did you all shout, kill, kill, kill? Was it because you was whipped into frenzy, or you thought, fear that you might die if you didn't?
It just come out.
Yeah.
It's I didn't know that how I felt that time. It just come out. It's
crazy.
It's just like you are a living dead person.
Yeah.
You have your physical, you can move, but you don't have spirit or soul. But that's what I want to come back, to talk to you, to tell the world how it happened. I don't want this to happen again because it's too, it's beyond human language.
Yeah.
Maybe like you have a nightmare. It's so real, like nightmare came true or something.
Yeah. The people that lost their lives here were held 10 miles away in a prison called Tuol Sleng, in the heart of the city. In 1975, the Khmer Rouge turned this ordinary high school into a detention centre. 100 people a day were murdered here, and now they've kept it exactly how it was and turned it into a torture museum. Each person held at Tuol Sleng had their picture taken. The walls of 2 whole buildings are covered in images like these. This is one of the cells. This is where they kept a woman and executed her. The way they did it was with shovels, banging her on the bed, and you see where it's bent, and then see where the shovels hit the bed as well. You still actually see the blood marks on the floor, and apparently it took 2 years to get rid of the smell of rotten flesh. The Khmer Rouge ran Tuol Sleng for 4 years. By 1979, just 7 people had survived. Whereabouts were you held? One of them was Van Ath, who survived because he was an artist, ordered to paint the portraits of Pol Pot. 5 years after his release, he was able to paint again and turned his art to depicting the atrocities he had witnessed. What kind of torture went on?